I hope it goes well for them. I hope it goes well for
Yeah.
both teams. But I think it's going to be H2O. Yeah, I'm with you on that, my man.
And I just want to really, again, just hope for the best for both teams. We played Origin the other day to decide who was going to playoffs, and it did not go well at all. And it's more fun for the viewers and for us and for them, frankly, if everybody's on top of their game.
I completely agree, and it looks like everyone is here, so we are going to get
Everybody's here.
started with this game.
Awesome.
And I am excited to do it. We are bringing you Leftovers 2.0 versus H2O RLPC quarterfinal match. Let's get hype. Game 1, popping off. Are you guys ready?
I am. Let's see if Poseidon and Torque are ready. They're going for that kickoff. Midfield, one out by Leftovers. Shot right on net already coming out from Leftovers. Another shot. Slow roller by Torque, though. Back over to mid. Sent away back towards the half of H2O by Tormund, though. Great back touch, actually, back over to High Tide, though. Tormund's going to take a shot, actually a little wide. Poseidon's going to be passing it up to his team at High Tide. He's going to be able to tap that ball left. It's going to bounce off the crossbar. Freeze going for a read. Manages to miss the read, though. Tormund's now got possession. Goes for a clear downfield. Might have just hit it right back into Poseidon. Did manage to do so. Poseidon's got a clear, but sent away from Torque down the left side of the field. High Tide's got enough boost, though, and he's on the wall for a shot. Does put a shot on net, and it's going in. That is a point for H2O.
What a beautiful shot coming out from High Tide. I really love this. It looked like he was even low boost, so just able to get that shot away and have the presence of mind that, yeah, I don't have boost, but I need to do something for my team anyways, and he gets the goal. I also wanted to speak to a miss coming out from Leftovers 2.0 pretty early on there. I don't remember who it was, but just with that light touch off of their wheels, I'm very sad to see that happen, because I feel like they should have knocked that in all day, every day. And we see another goal.
Knocking them in. Poseidon just a long clear. And what we talked about pregame, these long clears that H2O can really get, catching Leftovers off guard as it does right here. That's another goal. Really a slow roller. There was a lot of time that was just sitting in the air, but there's no rotation really back for the Leftovers. They're going to need to tighten those up to be able to win this series.
I think we are seeing the start of an H2O runaway game here, especially after Primetime Hero misses that shot. This could be bad for Leftovers, man. You might be right. With the benching, it could just be that brutal.
Definitely hope they can pull something out, because I want it to be close. I mean, stomp outs are fun if you're the team that is doing the stomping about. But especially right now with coming out from Tormund. Oh, great bump from Torque. Torque messed up that shot. There was no way he was missing that. And because of a great bump. Oh, but right back onto offense is H2O. Freeze with a great shot, a little far though. High Tide's going to turn on that ball, though, sending it back over to the net of the Leftovers. Poseidon will be there to clean up. Bounces in off of 50-50. Poseidon with another goal on the board, already maintaining his 2 points per game average.
I don't know what to say, man. Leftovers 2.0 have missed now, I feel like, 3 fairly simple shots that just should have gone in, and it's not working for them.
No, maybe a bit of nerves coming out, especially on those shots you shouldn't miss. Sorry, I don't mean to say that like they shouldn't be missing those, but there's a shot pack that is shots you shouldn't miss, and I think they missed 3 of them now, going on to the 3:30 mark of this game. Freeze going for a 50-50 on the wall, beat up by Primetime. On the defense is H2O. High Tide will be up for a clear. Actually misses the clear on the wall, though. Poseidon will have to come in for support. It is an effective support, though, sending it back onto the net of the Leftovers. Tormund's going to have to make a save, sending it away. Dunked by High Tide, though, back onto the net, but cleared away by Torque. Torque over to the middle of the field. Actually, whiffed on the touch coming out from Poseidon, sending over to the middle of the field. Cleared out by the Leftovers. Poseidon's rotating back onto defense. Has boost in the tank. Might have left the net. Actually leaves it for his teammate. It's Freeze. Great defensive rotation. We talked about that earlier. Seeing High Tide and Poseidon out up for a play, but Poseidon's going to make an uncharacteristic whiff on the ball, though, sending it back over to the half of H2O. Offense is starting up for Leftovers. Let's see if they can keep this up.
You say that, but again, they had literally an open net there. They just had to turn and tap that one home, and I think it was Primetime Hero who just put it completely wide.
Definitely, and
I don't know what happened to them, man. They're such a great team that I'm sad to see them missing all the easy shots,
Yeah, and it can be game 1 nerves. I think that's a lot, especially going into playoffs. It's very relevant. Great pass from Poseidon to his teammate, almost on, actually. Great demo coming out from Torque, actually, onto Freeze. Shot is actually missed wide by Primetime, though. Back onto offense is H20. There needs to be some harder clears. They just can't get any pressure started is their problem. And when they do get that pressure, they aren't capitalizing. So they just need to increase accuracy, I think. Missed touch from High Tide, leaving Poseidon in net to scramble and make a save. Great shot. A little wide off net from Torque. Torque is going to be rotating back onto defense. Or, excuse me, Torque's going to be clearing it downfield over to Poseidon, who will have the touch on the ball and the boost to perhaps make a double touch. Does manage to make the touch, but is beat out on the 50-50. Free is going to go for the ball now. Sending over to High Tide is Tormund. High Tide will be up on the wall, though. Poseidon will rotate around. Great little team pass clear there. I know I've seen them working on those. Not from when we played them. I can't remember when we played them. Shot on net from Tormund, though. Sent away by Poseidon, though. Freeze is going to be clearing this downfield. Past every player of Leftovers. They're scrambling back onto defense. Great contest from Tormund, though. Stopping High Tide's shot where it was. Right on the middle of the field is the ball again. Tormund's going to have to make a difficult touch on net with a double commit coming out from Leftovers and a pass coming from Freeze. This could be another goal for H20. Primetime Hero's going to be able to make the clear, though. Soft touch going for another one. Has the boost and the time to make a touch, but is sent back over to the corner of H20, or Leftovers, excuse me, by Freeze. High Tide's going to be pinching that over the net. Great pass actually over to his teammate Freeze, but a lovely clear coming out from Tormund downfield. Uncharacteristic whiff coming out from Poseidon, leaving High Tide to clean that up in the middle of the field. Great demo from Freeze, though, stopping the offensive pressure where it stands. And also another uncharacteristic miss from High Tide, leaving the net open. Primetime Hero's going to put that in. 3-1, 43 seconds. Can they pull this back? Has he?
Well, I mean, you know I always say it. They got plenty of time, but I don't know that they'll be able to, man. That's the first, I think maybe the first shot we've seen on target from Leftovers 2.0 in a very long time. And that, I mean, just with that kind of record now, it's not looking good.
Shot on target! Poseidon, was that a whiff? What happened? Oh no, it was on the kickoff. It was Freeze. What happened?
I have no idea, but Primetime Hero basically making me eat my words there and saying, no, we got this. 40 seconds left, 1 goal differential. Maybe they can do it, man. They're proving me wrong here.
Leftovers within striking distance. They got a 1-goal lead. That is all H2O has left. They got to hold on to this and perhaps push it into a larger lead. They will be able to do so with double commits like that coming out from Leftovers, though. Cleared away by Freeze down into the half of the Leftovers. Poseidon now has the ball. This is a dangerous situation. Goes for a flip reset shot. Manages to fake the entire other team. Poseidon!
That was just a beautiful touch from him in a game. What a game-finishing goal. Look at this. I think he was going for the fake there with the soft touch. I don't know that he was going for the flip reset just because he didn't even bother to make it work
with him a lot,
there.
And he was going for a flip reset, but it kind of turned out well.
All right, fair enough. But it went in anyways, and I think that just handed them game 1, unless Leftovers can do something crazy here.
Definitely, and I think honestly that is one thing that does separate these teams. I think rotationally they're very similar, but mechanically they are not. Great back touch from who's that? Tormund over to Torque. Again, putting them within striking distance. 5 seconds is not a lot of time, but it is enough time to put them back on the board. Popping the ball in the air is not impossible at this point. A good team play there. I'm worried that it's coming too late. Will Leftovers be able to pull this back, has he?
I don't know. I guess let's just find out.
With 3 seconds left on the clock, Freeze is going to make it clear, leaving Tormund to make a touch. Great backflip from Poseidon, though, leaving Torque over to Tormund. Poseidon will go for a fake, though. Actually dribbled by Tormund. Or Torque, excuse me, who has possession of the ball and it on the wall, has the boost, makes a soft touch in the air over to his teammate Primetime, beat out by Poseidon. Holy cow, they're keeping this ball up, I can't believe it. Tormund's gonna, they both went for it. The double commits.
That is gonna take us to the end of game 1, H2O pulling it out. At the start of the game, it looked like H2O was just gonna run away with the series, but an unbelievable turnaround from Leftovers 2.0 there at the end. This is the kind of series that I was excited for, and I don't even know what to say, man. I'm just excited to see what happens next.
Definitely, and I think that might have been a bit of pregame jitters, honestly. I think because they shaped up into the Leftovers we know and love towards the end of the game there, but at the beginning not so much. So what they need to do is keep that momentum they've had, keep the power that they have, especially going into this game 2, where they can really make a statement. Maybe destroy H2O. I don't know. Either way, they need to score a lot, and they need to do it quick. They got everything they need. All they need to do is execute it and do it.
Exactly. I think we're seeing at the end of game 1 there. I think we're seeing both of these teams at their best, at least at some point throughout the series, I should say, actually. And it should prove for a great series. I'm excited to see what happens next, man.
Yeah. Poseidon going for a risky pass over to his teammate. Doesn't actually turn out well. Great pinch. Oh, and a whiff coming out. Who whiffed that? Oh my gosh. Was that a long goal from Tormund? Is that what happened?
I believe so. Poseidon just doesn't get the touch he needs, and that forces High Tide to be in an awkward position.
Tormund touched it a year ago. That just bounced incorrectly. Freeze with a difficult save to make there. Didn't actually end up making the touch. That's 1-0 leftovers. They got a lead early.
That could be killer, you know. With H20 having the momentum on their side early, and then just getting all those goals scored against them. So,
speaking of,
never mind.
Freeze with the solo plays, going down the left side of the field, right off that kickoff, responding, sending it back to a 0-0 scoreline, rather 1-1. That's a game reset. 4:41 on the clock. What are these teams going to do to pull it out?
I have no idea, but I mean, I don't know. This is just insane. It's much more high scoring than I thought it was. I thought we were going to see a pretty heavy defensive battle here based on the typical H20 style of play, and it is not at all.
Great touch from who was that? Freeze, or High Tide, excuse me, over to Freeze. Freeze going to send it back onto the net of H2, or leftover, excuse me. Poseidon will be sending a shot off the crossbar, but responded by High Tide passing back. I don't know if that was intentional, but a nice little pass play coming out from H2O. Weren't able to capitalize. There wasn't enough accuracy, I think, there. Poseidon's going to have to make a difficult clear downfield, but great response from H2O. Great clear right over to Freeze, who will send that past two players on the leftovers, sending it to a 2-1 scoreline. 4:05 left.
What a great turn from Freeze. I mean, just able to get that around and put that shot on target right over two players who were trying desperately to get back and putting it exactly where it needs, like in the beautiful bottom right corner shot. Just a great turn from him and a great shot. And
great vision from Poseidon. A kickoff goal, though, coming out from Torque. Was it Tormund that went for this kickoff? I think they just killed it, and there was... High Tide just missed. I think he sped up too fast past it. Going back to that last goal, great clear and great vision from Poseidon to see his teammate downfield. Those clears are the ones that you can pop up and start an air drag, but instead clears it right down to his teammate, and that allows him to score very quickly. Speaking of scoring quickly, though, we've seen like 3 kickoff goals this match already. Freeze with a whiff. Primetime Hero's going to score that 3-2.
Man, what do you have to do?
Out.
If you're H2O, you have to say, our kickoff strategy is clearly not working, and I mean, they got to adjust fast, or this is just going to be a runaway game. And can you believe the scoreline? Can you believe the scoreline we're seeing right now, though? A minute into the game, and there's 5 goals.
It is 3-2 after a minute and 10 seconds. That's just so high. That's higher than any... Maybe there's a change in the H2O gameplay, but they're scoring a ton. Both teams, really. Poseidon going for a clear there on the wall, manages to pinch it back over to his teammate Freeze, who will make a clear, but it's actually sent back over to High Tide on net. Great 50-50 from Tormund, though, sending it into the middle of the net. Cleared away by Freeze, so Freeze has the boost and the time, goes for a wall touch. Actually getting cleared away by Torque over to Poseidon, who sends a light shot onto net. 50-50 coming out from High Tide. He's actually going to miss the shot, though, and leaving Poseidon to make a clear downfield. Tormund's going to have to turn on this quickly. Great turn from High Tide, though, sending it over to the net, or rather the left side of the field. For the leftovers. Tormund's going to be going for a clear now, sending it right over to its Freeze. Freeze going to go for a shot. Actually goes for the wall touch and does manage to get a good one, but is lost on the 50-50 by Torque. Torque now moving downfield with Tormund. Tormund's going to send the shot on the bottom right corner of the net. Double commit coming out from High Tide and Poseidon over to the left side of the field. Are they rotating? Primetime's coming back over to the left side of the field again is the ball. High Tide will beat out Torque on the wall. Leaving Tormund make a clear. Does manage to make the clear, but rotating a little ambitiously. Bump from the team coming out. High Tide to Freeze it was. Torque's now going to be retaking this ball for his own team. Clearing away those Poseidon, though, downfield. Goes for a double touch, actually. Reading off the ceiling. Tormund will stop him right in his tracks, though. He does manage to steal the boost, though. Rotating back on a defense is Poseidon, leaving Freeze to come back in. Sending over to High Tide. High Tide will make a risky back pass. Maybe wanted a little lighter of a touch, sending it back over to Poseidon, though. Poseidon's got possession of the ball, though. Goes for a great clear. Cleared away by Tormund, though. Right onto their own net, actually. Leaving Primetime Hero to shoot. Manages to make a pinch over to the side of H2O. Freeze going to go for a touch on the wall. Doesn't manage to do much, though. Great 50-50 coming out from Poseidon, sending it over to the half of the leftovers. Tormund's going to be left on defense to make it clear. Does manage to do so, but also inadvertently hit it back into Freeze. Freeze now going to be passing up to Poseidon. Poseidon and High Tide will be double committing on that. Poseidon was the one who put the shot on net, was saved away by Primetime, though, who now rotates up onto offense with the boost and the time to make something happen here. Cut off by... actually, his own teammate, it looked like. Freeze going to be clearing that down to the mid, over to Poseidon, who will be making a great touchdown field over to Primetime. Primetime will clear that away. starting another offensive push for H2O. Great pass from Freeze. I don't think any of his teammates were really ready for that, and they weren't positioned for it. But if they had been, that would have been an outstanding pass. Primetime Hero not going to be able to make it back to that ball, leaving Torque for it. Torque's going to be clearing it up to Tormin, who actually chooses to leave that ball. Freeze will start an offensive push for H2O. Poseidon's going to go for a redirect. Doesn't actually manage to make it. Great 50-50 from... oh my gosh. I just got caught up in that. Great 50...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, you're good. Great 50 from Freeze, leaving Tormin to make a difficult save, and Poseidon will be there to clean that up. 3-3.
I mean, this is pretty incredible. So we saw that just insane offensive battle back and forth with the goals at the start of the match, and then just complete nothing for 3 minutes straight. I honestly don't even know how to like cast this game anymore, just because it's so confusing. They're changing the strategy so much. It goes from an offensive battle to a defensive battle. It's pretty insane.
I would not say inconsistent, but I feel like that has a derogatory connotation, especially in Rocket League. So I just think it's more of a dynamic game. They're adjusting mid-game, and it's great to see teams do that. And obviously it's been working for H2O as they've been pulling this one back after the beginning. Speaking of pulling it back, Whiff coming out from Torment on the wall, leaving Freeze to make a shot, wide open net. I don't think there was anything, or Primetime, excuse me, on the wall. I mean, there was nothing he really could have done to not make that shot. That pushes H2O into the lead 4-3 with 46 seconds left on the clock. Leftovers are going to have to pull something quick.
I mean, to be fair, they scored, what, like 3 goals in 46 seconds last time? So it's not unreasonable at all for them to be able to not only catch up, but take the lead here in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
Mistouch coming from Poseidon, letting Leftovers perhaps start some offense here. Torment's going to have no boost, though. High Tide will make a clear downfield over to Torque. Torque with a mistouch on the cleared. High Tide's going to fake one of them, pop it for his teammate. Great shot. Missed out by Freeze, though. All of the Leftovers are on offense. They just need to score this. It's an easy shot, boys. Send it in. They do so. 14 seconds left. That is a double commit from, I think it was Poseidon and Freeze, after a great dribble and flick from High Tide. Great play. Turns wrong for H2O. I don't know who was in position to take that shot, or if Poseidon might have called Freeze off, but that double commit cost that goal for him, and that might cost them this game.
Exactly. I mean, I have nothing else to add. I think we also should mention that bump that High Tide was able to get after the flick was even better. If the net was completely empty, Freeze just ended up missing it. All he had to do was slam it home, but he just kind of tapped it on the crossbar instead, and that is going to send them to overtime, which is not where you want to be.
Baby. It was kind of golden goal at this point with 14 seconds left on the clock. There needed to be something. Great clear from High Tide over to Freeze. Freeze making a touch. Great offensive touch. Almost a nice pinch shot by Poseidon off the top crossbar, but cleared away by Torment. Torment going to go for a dunk on High Tide. Will completely miss, though. High Tide's now left with the boost and the ball. Cleared away by Torque, though. Torque's going to send it over to Freeze, though, leaving Torment to make it clear. Torment's backwards on the wall. Hopefully can do something. Double commit coming out from H2O, though, leaving Poseidon to make a shot. Does manage to make a great touch onto the net, though. Turning around is Torment. That is some great offensive pressure instantly starting, rather, from the Leftovers. Pass over to High Tide. High Tide's going to be beat out on the ball by Torque, though. Torque actually passes it back over to Primetime, though. Primetime has the boost and the ball. Going for 50-50 on Freeze is beat out. Freeze going to go for one more shot. Makes it past everybody on the team for Leftovers, and will actually get this. I wonder if that was a lucky 50-50, but Freeze just destroyed the entire Leftover squad.
I am very surprised Torque rotated so far out and did not challenge that ball earlier. He definitely could have made a faster turn and gotten to that, and I think made the save fairly easily. But he just took so long that Freeze was able to just slam that one off the wall straight into the back of the net.
Do you know what happened rewatching that replay? He bumped Freeze into the ball. Like, Freeze was flipping and probably would have made the shot, but because of how he hit him after the flip, he made that shot.
That is just unlucky. What an unfortunate thing to happen to the Leftovers 2.0. But the good news is they still have plenty of time. Or, well, I shouldn't say plenty of time, because they are now at match point in favor of H2O. The chance for the H2O sweep is, I mean, right here.
Yeah.
I wonder how they're going to perform under that pressure. You know, at least they have the extra padding of a best-of-5 rather than the best-of-3. But if they don't change something, I mean, it seemed like they did everything they needed to, but H2O just is still the better team.
Definitely. I mean, there's lots of stuff they can be doing. Speaking of which, they didn't put Crazy in. They are sticking with this squad.
I mean, it's working for them, realistically. They're doing well. They're keeping up with this team.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that Crazy could help them exponentially at this point. I think at most what it could do is send them back almost into that first game jitters and have them get dominated at the start. So it might be the right decision to keep them out of this one.
Yeah, and we'll really see, especially with how this next game goes. Poseidon going for a clear, actually manages to get one touch and another one, blocking out a shot. But Primetime Hero will be there, sending it over to Torque. Torque will be beaten on the clear, though, by Freeze over to High Tide. High Tide has the boost on the right side of the field, going for a 50-50 on Tormund, beats him out, sending it back over to the left side, though, is Tormund. High Tide's going to actually be rotating around, a little bit of a slow rotation, whiff from Tormund, uncharacteristic. Torque's going to clear this up the left side of the field, has enough boost to make a shot, actually sends it right towards the net of the leftover, or H20 rather. Poseidon's going to have to make a difficult touch over to High Tide, though. High Tide has possession of the ball, going for a flick, goes for a flick, cleared away by Torque. Actually, it was the save. That was a great flick and an even better save. But right back onto offense is H20. Poseidon's now got the ball over to the right side of the field. Going to pass it over to his teammate. Great pass. Nothing that the leftovers can do about that. So much power, so much speed.
I believe it was Torque here who just ran out of boost, and High Tide able to slam that one basically bar down. Top shelf. What a great shot from him, and what a great pass from Poseidon to just chip that one up. The slow roller. Torque had no boost, and it was just an easy goal for him.
Yeah, and I don't want to call that off as a defensive error from leftovers, but if Torque didn't have the boost for that, perhaps he could have left that to a teammate who did. Maybe they were all boost starved, I don't know. Either way, great goal from H20. Goal from H20 might be coming again here real soon as Freeze has another touch onto the net of the leftovers. Primetime Hero will be clearing it away, though. Back over to High Tide, though. Tormund will now be clearing it away. Almost ping-ponging here as a member of H20 rotates in on that side, clearing it on the wall, and just waits. And that is another great pass from Poseidon off the wall over to Freeze. That'll be a 2-0 scoreline with 3 minutes and 33 seconds left in this game. That second touch destroyed Torque.
I don't think anyone on Leftovers was expecting Tormund to be beat on the wall there. But, I mean, Poseidon is just that quick. He can get up there in your face and challenge so easily that it's just... I don't think they were ready, and it showed when they pretty much left the net open after that second touch.
Yeah, High Tide making a great clear downfield, going for almost a playful dunk. I don't know how intentional that was and how really calculated that could have been. Great touch from Poseidon, though, over to the far side of the net. A little past High Tide, though, who will be going for a pinch. Pinches it back over to his teammate, though. Freeze, great vision there from High Tide, pinching it over to Freeze. Freeze will send that a little off net, leaving Poseidon to rotate in onto offense. Has the boost, has the time. Whiffed on the wall from, I don't even know who it was. I think it was Primetime.
I believe it was
on the wall,
Torque, yeah.
Oh, it was Torque.
Torque, again, with a not-so-great wall clear coming out, just completely missing it on that point, not getting beaten to it, and Poseidon is just easily able to tap that one in with nobody in net again.
Him to just play his quick game. Poseidon loves to play fast. In this game, they've really not been able to, or Leftovers, not they, really not been able to shut down Poseidon and his speedy gameplay, and you've seen it in him either scoring or assisting on every single goal this match.
What I want to know, though, is how does that affect your confidence as a teammate in Torque when he misses 2 wall clears there and directly result in goals against? That's just, you got to be a little shaken by that, you know, and it might not be too well for him coming into the rest of the game. They have to, it might mess with their rotations a little bit, you know, mess with that confidence, and I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Great demo from Primetime on Poseidon, almost killing that offensive drive, but back over to High Tide is that ball, leaving Poseidon, or Freeze rather, and High Tide to make a play. Torque's going to go for a 50, beat out by Poseidon, though. Poseidon's going for a drag. He gets bumped out of the way, though. Freeze is there to respond.
What a play!
Lovely team play.
Poseidon sending it right up. High Tide seeing Freeze over there, knowing that was going too high, and just dumping it right down in front of him. And Freeze slamming that home. What a beautiful play coming out from H20, making it 4-0.
Lovely vision from, especially up on the wall, it was High Tide. Seeing his teammate there, perfect pass over to Freeze. There was nothing he could have done to whiff that, besides, well, whiffing it. Poseidon going to be going for a long clear over his teammate. Going to be cut off by Torque, or Primetime Hero rather, but actually misses on the ball. Tormund's going to send that up into the half of the H20 squad. Primetime now has control of the ball. Doesn't have enough boost to really do much, though. Poseidon's going to make a difficult touch on the wall, leaving Tormund to make a touch. Actually, double commit, both of them whiffing from Leftovers. Leftovers are, I think they're panicking a bit at this point. There's not much they can do left. Great shot from Freeze, not quite on. 50-50 one out by the Leftovers, though. Poseidon will be rotating around. Beat out by Tormund, though. Great dunk there, leaving Freeze to make a save. Does manage to do so, rather a clear actually. Double commit coming out from Poseidon and High Tide, but that touch actually worked out, leaving Tormund to make a difficult air drag save on the net, though. Poseidon's, or Primetime Hero, excuse me, going to be sending it over to Tormund. Tormund will go for it, actually opts for boost over ball. Primetime Hero will now be dunking the player of H20 that was. Great pinch from Tormund. None of his teammates were ready, though. A little too speedy. Perhaps not quite as calculated as they would have preferred it. BTS Torque going to get a touch downfield. Accidentally, I think he was flipping back onto defense, but it basically cleared the ball for H20. Sending back over to half is Freeze, though. Tormund's going to be able to make it there, though, sending it back over to High Tide and Poseidon, who actually will make a double commit there. Freeze is going to be turning on this ball, though. Beat out by Tormund, leaving Poseidon in net to make it clear. Does manage to make the first touch. Will he get the second? Dunked by Torque. Bouncing over to mid is that ball. Torque's going to rotate back out. Almost went for a shot. Difficult little clear there coming out from Freeze, but managed to make the great touch he needed. High Tide's going to be pinching that, killing it on the wall for his teammate Poseidon, who will be rotating in on offense. Rotating up onto the shot. Doesn't manage to do that. Poseidon with his air roll shots, man. There's nothing that can stop him. Great flick by Torque, though. Beating out Freeze. High Tide was there to make the save, though. Coming out for those offensive rotations. Tormund! Where did he come from? Was that in the net?
I have absolutely no idea. He came all the way, I think, from the other... Yeah, in the net.
He came from the net!
That is
what a
unbelievable.
Shot.
An amazing shot from him, but it's not enough. There's only 20 seconds left. They're 3 goals down. This might be the end of the Leftovers 2.0 season right here, unless Tormund can do something again about it. Torque going for the shot now. I don't know, Doc.
Torque send it over to Primetime. At this point, it is looking very grim. As clock winds down here, Poseidon will just be dragging this ball, going for a pass over to his teammate. Murdered by Torque. A little bit of a vent raging demo there, perhaps. Poseidon's left with the ball, gonna be passing it down, killing the series, ending it right there. H20 are your semifinal, or not semi, excuse me. I guess semi in the Elite Division. They will be going to the Elite Division Championship to play against the undefeated Aerial Aces.
That is going to be a spectacular series. Congratulations to H20. This was unbelievable as well. I mean, just fantastic play from them. I don't know what Leftovers could have done to beat them. They were too good.
I honestly think it might have just been the night for H20 to be dominant, and they were dominant indeed. Great, kudos to Tormund for still staying in there, especially when they were down by 4 with 30 seconds left, was it? Making a great highlight play, you might have lost the series, but you got a good highlight in the books for yourself. So.
Exactly.
It's all about looking at the positive.
Yeah, you gotta take the good with the bad, but it is going to be H20 advancing, like you said, to play AA in the semifinals for the elite branch of the bracket, and that will be to be announced. I don't think we have the scheduling for that, and then we have the Origin versus Vitality game. I'm not 100% on the time for that, but I'm sure we will let you know soon. Other than that,
Thursday.
I believe, yeah, you're right. It is going to be Thursday. Other than that, that is going to be it for us tonight. We are going to see you again for that next quarterfinal match. Like I said, Origin versus Vitality, so stay tuned for that, and we will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
All right, thank you so much for watching. Way to get those viewers up.
Infinite power.